2-minute drill, and although it is the Texans playing each other, if I was on the offensive side of the ball, I'd have felt like we lost the game today. But I do realize that was the Texans on the other side of the ball, and that was our defense, so I'm feeling better about it right now. All right.
David, do you have any update on Watson?
No update at all. As we said from the start, when we every day, Nick and I sit down and we talk about what we want to do in practice and how we want to do things. And, we don't talk about personnel situations or contract or injuries. Publicly we keep that in-house, and, things are the same.
Hey, David.
Yes, sir. Bradley's been a quality player in this league. I've gone against him previously, at this previous team that he had, and he's a quality player. He's doing everything that we want him to do. That group that he's with right now is a group that has a lot of depth, and I'm telling you, it's good to see that back there. And although he won't be ready to play that first game because of the suspension, we got guys that right now that step right in there, and we just keep moving.
David, Jonathan Owens gets a lot of publicity because of his girlfriend. What can you tell us about Owens, football player? What kind of off-season camp is he at?
Well, I tell you what, though, one thing he does, he plays with a lot of energy. I mean, all the time. Speaking of him, when I was at another place coaching, now he was in college, and he was there, and he used to clean up my room when I was with the Kansas City Chiefs when he was a player up there. And so I don't remember him then, but he's told me the story about him cleaning up my room, and all I told him was, I said, listen, it wasn't so messy that you talked about me about that way. He said, Coach, if it was, I'd have told you about it right now. But the point is, he's doing a great job of picking up this system. He's doing a heck of a job. He flies around. He does exactly what you want done from that position. And again, as I said before, that position, man, there's a lot of depth there. And nothing makes you better than competition. And we have great competition at that position.
David, has he offered to clean up your room again?
He has not offered to clean up my room again.
But would you allow it?
Yes, I would, because he did a nice job.
What is your relationship with Nick Casario like, and how much time do you guys get to talk every day?
Every day. John, we talk every day. We talk every night. And then we leave home at night talking to each other. We come back in the morning, we talking to each other. We have a plan. We're on the same page. We have the same idea of how this thing should go and how it should be run. And it's been really, really good. And I tell you what, the big thing is when you look at the players that we've got out here that Nick and his staff has brought in, it's the kind of players that we feel like that we need to be able to go where we need to go. And they're quality guys. They're really good guys. They're the kind of guys that we feel like we need to do to be able to go where we need to go. And it's been really good.
Do you appreciate his interest in coaching because he's more involved than most GMs?
Well, you got to know, he was a coach at one time. And if you remember, way back when, my first interaction with Nick was at the NFL Combine. He had just got moved to coaching the wide receivers. I can remember I used to run those drills, wide receiver drills at the Combine. And I can remember I always knew all the coaches that were there helping. And all of a sudden I saw this one guy back there, and he was just kind of looking. He's looking at everything. And of course, if you see Nick in practice right now, he's got that sheet of paper that he's always writing down with all our players and stuff on it. I saw him sitting back there, really was just kind of doing it. And I went up to him, and I said, introduced myself to him. I knew who he was, but I knew he had just got introduced. And I said, look, come on up here. This is what we want to do. I want you to get involved with this. At that point right there, that coaching has never left him. I was not. Hey, it was a really good thing that I was nice to him. I was the only guy at that point that went and talked to him at that time. He's fine. He's doing fine. It was just a precautionary thing with him, so he's fine.
Coach, a lot gets made how good wide receiver Nico Collins is as a rookie. Can you talk about Brett Jordan as well?
Well, I tell you what, those two rookies that we got right there are the kind of guys that when Nick drafted those guys to come here, we knew they had the kind of talent at their particular positions to be able to be quality players here. But here's the thing about both of them right now. They're rookies. And there's a lot of times out here on this field they look like rookies, they act like rookies, and they play like rookies. But at this point in training camp, we don't have rookies, we don't have veterans, we have Texans. And they have to understand that. And they're actually doing a heck of a job of kind of getting to the point where, hey, listen, you're not a rookie here. You know, you're a Texan, and this is how we do things, and this is how you got to do things, and they're starting to respond very well to that. Both of those guys.
Shaq Lawson.
You know, I spent a couple of years with Shaq in Buffalo. I know Shaq. Shaq's come in. You know, we got him from the Dolphins. We know Shaq's had some good pass rushing ability in the past, and he's brought in here. And that, again, I'm going to go back. That group that Shaq is with right now, I mean, that's a quality group. I look over there sometime and look at our defensive line and our defensive end. Said, I think I got a whole football team over there. You know, but that's a really good group, and he's fitting in very well with that group.
How saw Charlie Heck look this year compared to what you saw from him last year?
A big improvement, and that started from the off season. I mean, he's gotten stronger. Charlie knew what he needed to do. He's done everything. The one thing about him, because you know his pedigree is pretty good, and he's basically done everything that you would want done to be able to improve from year one to year two, and we're starting to see that, and he's got to continue to do that.
Have you reminded Nick you were nice to him back in the day?
I haven't yet, but I know at some point I'm going to have to remind him when things ain't right. So, but right now everything is good.
Dave, can you talk about the defense? You said that, that both sides of Texas. What do you like most about the defense?
Well, the thing about him is a Lovie Smith defense have always been aggressive. They've always flew to the ball. It's been a defense that has created turnovers, and basically we're seeing that right now, especially in pads. I saw it when we were in shorts and shells, but now, I mean, they're flying around. I can't tell you, every time a play happens and we do a play, man, I see all kind of white shirts everywhere. And that's what you want to do with a defense, is to see them around the ball. And they've done a great job of doing that.
Okay, thank you.
Appreciate it. You're welcome. All right.
Small back today.
Oh yes, man! Can't wait to see her. She's coming in from the Today Show. She just did her this morning, so I'll see her
What's your
later.
experience like for
The experience for me, her going over,
you? Yeah, and just the whole thing. You were so far away, and all those important.
it was kind of tough. It was actually the longest that we've been apart since we first started dating and everything. But I was just making sure I was there, being an extra voice for us, and she couldn't have family and everything there. So just kind of keeping her positive and keeping her motivated. And when things kind of got tough, just being that extra voice for her, just making sure everything stayed positive.
How special was it for you when she ended up on a very high note with the Browns?
I was so proud of her just to be able to overcome, mentally what was going on, and she kind of altered her beam routine, but I was just happy for her that she ended up going out and getting the medal.
How much you
How
know?
much awareness she raised for when athletes know
So one more time.
how are you on the awareness she was able to raise about mental health, about how you're feeling, just being like open the way she was?
I'm very proud. Just showing that there is times where you need to put yourself first, especially if it's a danger to your health. If you're gonna go out there and kind of perform for everybody else, you know what I mean. So I was so proud of her that she put herself first, because she could have really got herself hurt if she going out there and kind of don't know where she at in the air, and with how difficult everything she does. I was really proud of her and glad that she made that decision.
What was going through your mind?
Talk to her,
One second.
and were you able to? I mean, you need to listen, I guess, more than talk to her. But how was that communication? Was you said supporting her from a distance, but it's not an easy thing to do. What you do.
We kind of, it was a 14-hour time difference, so kind of in the mornings here, it will be night there, so I would just kind of catch her before she would go to sleep and just try to give her motivational speeches, just kind of keep her head up, 'cause she was kind of in a funk when everything wasn't going right, when you're used to everything going right for so long, and all of a sudden, you kind of hit a hiccup in your performance, she kind of get down on yourself and kind of lose confidence, so that was kind of one of the things I was just trying to make sure that, keep her positive. And like, it was hard for me to really understand what she was going through, because I'm not on that stage and, dealing with those pressures and everything, but I just tried to be as understanding as possible and just try to motivate her, man, keep her head right.
When you were watching the team final, what was going through your mind as you were watching? I assume with everyone else, you see her go to the locker room, what's going through your mind and all this?
So I remember it was early in the morning, and my heart's beating. Like, I was sick for her, just because I could see her face. I kind of know her facial expressions. I could kind of read her lips to kind of know what was going on and kind of what she was telling the coach. And I kind of already knew what was going on beforehand, so I was just really hoping that, you know, she was kind of going to get over it and be able to go out there and perform. So I was sick to my stomach just because she wasn't able to go out there. And I know her teammates really wanted her out there, but she made the best decision for herself, so I have to, you know, I'm going to support whatever she does.
How hard was it for you to go out there? How hard was it for you to come out here on the field and have that in the back of your mind?
Man, when I get out here, I'm in football mode, man. So it's just kind of those outside things, you know. I kind of focus on this. This is my career, you know what I mean. And once I got done, you know, I checked on her, seeing how everything was. But kind of when I come out here, though, I try to, you know, focus and kind of have tunnel vision on what I have to have going on. Because, you know, if you're not mentally all here, you know, when you're out there on that field, you can get yourself hurt. So just kind of try to stay focused and, you know, do my job first, and then whenever I get done, you know, go and make sure she's fine. Oh, I loved it. I'm just glad that it was people that understood kind of what she was going through, and actually people went and did their research on, you know, the gymnast condition that they kind of go through when that happens. I was really glad for people to, you know, really give her that support and, you know, just keep her spirits up, you know, after she made her decision.
Can you talk about, instead of just waiting until she gets for herself, she was always still very involved with supporting the team. She showed up for everything. Can you talk about what you know about her, makes her do all of that, not just herself, but everybody else?
She loves the team. She loves her team success. You know, those are all her friends too. So obviously she wants the best for them. And with her being down, it was chances for other people, you know, to go out there and have a chance at winning gold and doing their best. So obviously, you know, she want to support her teammates, and she trains with some. They all train together, you know what I mean, since they've been out there in Tokyo. So you build relationships with those people. So you obviously want nothing but the best for them.
What are you trying to show?
How do you feel your training camp on field has been going for the first few days?
I'm learning the new system, new techniques, just the fundamentals, everything, getting better every day. I couldn't ask for anything better, just to come out here and compete and have a chance, you know, put my best foot forward to making this team. So,
When you kind of make your case to the coaches, to the head coach, what are you telling them that, you know, I should be here for what reasons?
My athleticism, what I can do, my versatility, my effort, and just willingness to play anywhere they want. You know, it doesn't really matter to me, special teams, defense, anything they want. I just want to be that guy for them.
Jonathan, can you tell us the story, please? Culley just told us about cleaning and run when he was with the Chiefs.
So yeah, I used to work on we used to clean all their dorm rooms so that I could stay on campus for free, so I could work out up at the school over the summer, just, you know, to put myself in the best position. So actually it's crazy, man. I used to really have like butterflies, you know, going through those guys' rooms and like, oh my God, they play in the NFL, you know, and that's kind of where I wanted to be. And it's just crazy how things, you know, come back full circle. And but I was definitely the guy in there folding up all their beds, kind of putting their shoes in order, you know, just so I can be able to stay up at campus and, you know, stay up there for free. So and I wouldn't change anything about it, man. It really puts things in perspective for me.
Chiefs coaches.
What'd you say?
It was the Chiefs coaches.
Oh, the coaches, the players, they all stayed in our freshman dorm rooms. So Missouri Western State. Dirtiest room? I'm not sure, man. I know they had a bunch of shoes all over the place, clothes, but we wouldn't really touch all that. We more so just kind of made sure the beds were made up, take the sheets out, put new sheets in there, and just kind of tidy up a little. But it was a good experience, man. I was happy to just be cleaning their rooms. You know, I got to tell people, yeah, I cleaned the Chiefs' room. So
that allowed you to stay on campus?
1 second. Go ahead. I want to say it was 2016 summer.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
Appreciate it. Just doing my job, man, and doing what I'm learned to do, listen to what the coach teaching me, and just going out there on the field and applying it, you know, to the field and applying it each and every day. So, I mean, it's getting easier and easier by the day. It's only, day 8, 7, 8, one of those. So, I mean, we got a lot more time, you know, to keep going until first preseason. just getting back comfortable, getting back in my groove, and being in that right system, and just doing my job. And that's going to pay its part, and I just keep going and keep working on it.
What do you think of this group? You've obviously been around the league and accomplished a lot. What do you think of this group in particular that people like so much?
I think we have a good group of guys here on this team specifically, and on the defensive side. I think this defense can be really great. We have a lot of pieces, a lot of good players. They brought in a lot of guys, in free agency. I'm one of them, and I feel like as long as we can kind of mesh what we know together as a defense and as an individual, I think we can have a great team this year.
What are your impressions of the slot receivers you've been going against, mostly Culley and Miller?
Can you repeat that?
What have been your impressions of the slot receivers that you've been facing off against in practice?
I've played against these guys a couple times. Alex, Kiki, and Anthony Miller. That's great, that we got him coming over from Chicago. Great guy. All of them great players, man. They're good at what they do. And that's what they're here for, man. They all compete, and we competing, and just making each other better.
You guys will have Bradley and Roby with you guys for the first game because of suspension as a secondary and special corners. What do you guys expect them to do to make up for it?
Next man in. Next man in. That's why we have that depth here on our defense. That's why we bring more players in. It's the next man in. Next man step up. And then once Bradley is ready, Bradley's going to come back in and take off where he left off at.
What is it about Miller that makes him so good?
He's a very shifty guy. He's really smart on how to, play his leverage on any cornerback, any DB, and he know how to get open. He got really good hands, and he know what to do when he gets the ball in his hands. He's a really good guy.
Can you talk about Miller's defense, what you like about it, what it's like playing?
Traditional. He's definitely an old school guy. You can tell that by his demeanor, how he coach. He liked the basic fundamentals. He teaches that each and every day to us. And and that's what you want to do as a player. You want to start from the basic and then build up from the ground up. So I think that's what we're doing now, starting from the bottom and just building up to where we want to be.
What have you learned about Justin Reed since you've been here, and how impressive have you been, even though it's only been 2 days with Lonnie Johnson? I'm sorry, 3 days with Lonnie Johnson.
Lonnie or Justin?
Both of them.
Justin, definitely a great guy in the back end to have. Very smart, talented, athletic guy as well. Justin is a guy that he's I wouldn't say signal caller, but he's making himself as that leader in the back end and making himself voiced. He's voicing his opinions as well. And with Lonnie, it's good to see Lonnie back out here. It's my first time actually seeing Lonnie actually play. I played against Justin before, but it's my first time seeing Lonnie play, and the way he's out here moving looks really good.
Thank you.
Oh, I spent more of like watching the team finals and seeing on TV. When she was not when she
How you doing?
Larry, what was it like for you to miss those games last season?
It was an unfortunate situation, but, you know, I have a strong faith in God, and I always feel like every step of the way He's always put me in a position to where, you know, everything's going to work out on its own. And, you know, last year was a lot of things was going on. It was a lot of things negative in the building. So I think it just pulled me away and gave me a big picture view. I got to see how I did things wrong. I got to see how a lot of things work. And it just made me mature even more.
What was negative in the building?
I don't want to speak on last year because that was last year. You know, no one is here from last year. So I don't want to, like, you know, delve on that too much.
Can you share with us what happened in your situation beyond what you said, or that's unfortunate?
Everything I said is what happened. You know, it's unfortunate, you know, and it is what it is.
How tough will it be missing that first game?
It'll be tough, you know, but they added that extra game on, so I'm still playing 16. So, you know, it's unfortunate. We'll be playing against Urban Meyer, my college coach, so I'm going to miss being able to talk trash to him a little bit. But I'll see him again later in the year.
What do you think about the depth?
Yes.
The guys that step up when you're at 16?
I think a lot of guys are stepping up, and I think we've gotten better in the position since last year. I think guys have matured, and the scheme is a little better also. And I expect the guys to go out there and make turnovers and do our thing.
What are your battles like with Nico?
Ah, man, he's a Michigan guy, man. So I already don't like him. But, you know, I think he's going to be a good receiver. He's tall, big, uses his body well, can go up and get the ball. So I just want to keep motivating him and keep, you know, working with him and try to pick and choose where I can really go against him and work and see how he, you know, runs his routes and, you know, help him if possible. So I look forward to helping him mature.
What do you expect from yourself this season?
I expect just better than last year, more turnovers, and I expect to play all 16 games. I haven't played all 16 since I've been here in 2 years, so that's my goals: turnovers and playing every game.
How do you like the overall changes in this team? The big change, you know, coaching staff,
Yeah.
scheme, and all that.
Coaching staff, scheme, players, you know, in the NFL, it's my 8th year, so I'm starting to realize, you know, the turnover is so fast. I was just telling them, you know, it's only about 5 or 6 guys from the team that I came in here with. So, you know, now I'm kind of a veteran, you know, in the organization. So I kind of take that and I kind of want to set the standard and just trying to bring the energy and the juice, man, and just bring everything I can to create a culture here.
Do you like the direction?
I do. I like the direction. It's positive. I feel like we're all on the same page. And that's the first thing. You know, the first thing is about being on the same page, everyone working together. And, you know, right now, you know, people aren't saying positive things, but the season hasn't happened yet. No one's lined up yet. Everyone's All-American. Everyone is this and that. So, you know, we got to just go out there and do our thing, man. I'm positive for the season. I can't wait.
What sort of kind of unique dynamic, if any, does it create just having so many of those new guys be on one-year contracts?
It's unique. It's not in it, but it's a very unique situation. And the NFL is a very competitive business, one of the most competitive sports in the world. So it's just creating a competitive environment. One thing I know from Denver, when we won the Super Bowl, you know, a long time ago, but it was a very competitive environment. On both sides of the ball, we were competing every day. And if you're competing against the other guy across from you and the people in your room, you know, the best comes out of you. For instance, I watched the hurdlers in the Olympics. You know, both races, girls and boys, set world records. Why? Because someone is right next to them, you know, giving it their all. So I think that's just going to bring the best out of us.
Brandon, if you could speak to Urban right now, what would you tell him?
I'm proud of him, man, and I'm excited. And, you know, let's get it.
What's going to happen week 1?
Week 1, I don't know. I'm not a fortune teller. I know it's going to be interesting. They got a rookie. He's a new coach. We got a new coach. So it's going to be fun. I think I'll be watching at the house, and I'll be rooting for us, of course.
What receivers impress you? What receivers have impressed you?
A lot of the receivers are good. We got a lot of vet guys that play good ball. I'm impressed by, you know, Cooks, of course. And I really like Nico. I think he can add to us. And I like the rookie tight end also. He's been showing some good stuff to me. So I think the guys we brought in, you know, the young guys especially, will help us this year.
Brandon, can you talk about what you learned about yourself since last season? You said you got a chance to step away from things.
Yeah.
What's different about you?
I I just matured in certain ways. It's just about playing your role, not trying to do too much. Let everyone do their job. You can't do your job and someone else's job. You're supposed to do your job. And I think I kind of got carried away with trying to do too much last year. And now I'm just focused on me and my group of guys, and that's all I want to focus on.
When you take a step back and you look at the other defensive backs that's on the field, what do you see? Who's impressing you so far?
I think we all have been kind of doing our thing. I like Vernon. I think he's better than he was last year. T. Mitch is competing. The young guys are doing good also. So I think it's a solid group. It's competitive. It'll be interesting to see in the preseason, who stands out, when the lights come on.
Do you think Urban's going to change his coaching style?
No. Urban is going to be Urban Meyer, and that's why he's a winner. He's won everywhere he went, and I don't think he's going to change for anyone. And that's what I love about him.
You trying to text to get in his head? Trying to text to get in his head?
No, I'm not going to text him. I know he's already scheming me up already, so I don't need to add anything extra. But when we go on that field, I will for sure.
Last one for the guys who have or did carry over from last year's team to this one. How much do you think all the turnover on the roster has helped kind of keep some of that negativity in the past, like you said you wanted to do?
Yeah, it's a fresh start, man. It's a fresh start. The guys that we have brought back are all positive, good guys, and we can start from there. We can start a base and a culture from there, because the base and the culture comes from the players. It's set by the coach, but the players have to carry it out and enforce it. And I think that the guys that have carried over and the new guys, we're going to buy in. And I think they're going to start from somewhere, and I think it's a good start.
Thanks.
Yes, sir.